Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina. It's itching her ear. It's time for the green screen. It's time for the Green Card K1 Visa live stream. The place to be for your free information on how to process a K1 Visa, Green Card, IR1, CR1. What does that mean? Does anybody know what IR1, CR1 means? I know what it means. If you don't know what it means, I'll help you understand it. If you want me to help you process your green card or your K1 visa, I'm here to help you. But I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you legal advice, and I don't work for USCIS. Although probably I should get a job at USCIS. I could write a book on how to process a green card. It's not hard to do. You don't need an immigration attorney to file a K1 visa or to file for an IR1 or CR1 green card. You don't need an immigration attorney. Save your money. Put that money towards your wedding, your honeymoon, etc. Christopher Reese, good evening, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Christopher? Now, I wasn't here. We weren't here for the Wednesday live stream because my brother was here teaching me how to use this Elgato teleprompter and camera and all this other new stuff. We ran over time, so I didn't have enough time to do a live stream. Christopher Reese, appointments and interview in less than 18 days. Well, we're going to put Mega Pixie Dust on that right there. And you're going to get a Mountain Dew salute because, I can't even open this thing. It must have frozen in the freezer. There we go. Mountain Dew salute to Christopher Reese. And Christopher's a member, by the way, of the channel. That's cold. Christopher's a member of the channel, and that means that Christopher has my phone number, my cell number, my email address, etc. And he can contact me whenever he wants if he's got a question. If you are a member of the channel, you can contact me 7 days a week. If I don't respond right away, it's probably because I'm in the yard, I'm in the shower, I'm driving. Although I pretty much got the yard done now. The backyard and the front yard, I've got it just about done. There's just a few things left to do, and I'm going to finish those up probably next month. Christopher, how is the weather in the South? North Carolina is humid today. Well, right now it's 90 degrees here in the Panhandle of Florida. It's 90 degrees. Humidity's about 80%. Karina's like, man, this humidity sucks. Karina's used to being in cold Bogota, Colombia, or in dry heat, Caracas, Venezuela. Now, Caracas, Venezuela is a beautiful place. It's got beautiful beaches, wonderful place, but the government sucks. So we can't go to Venezuela to go visit with our family because the communists won't let us in. We need those guys we need Maduro out of there, right? Christopher Reese, my backyard is looking like a rice field, being raining for the last few days. Well, that's good that you got rain. The rain starts here tomorrow. So the water here is expensive. You'd think it would be cheap, but it's not. Paying for water here is crazy. Off of the sprinkler. So I hand water the yard, but probably by the fall, I'm going to get an in-ground pump installed so I can pump my own well water for free, other than the cost of the electricity. But I've got the yard up to where it should be. The grass has got some work. Got to get the grass going, looking pretty good, but that takes time. I can't wave a magic wand over that, but I can do other things. Christopher, do they charge you all a runoff fee in Florida? No, there's no runoff fee here. This isn't communist California. There's no runoff fee in Florida. If water runs off, it runs off. If you paid for it, well, you can say goodbye to your water. And it's running off. Say, hey, ciao, see you later. But there's no fee to watch the water run off your yard. Okay? If that ever happened, there would be a revolution in Florida, because people wouldn't put up with that crap. Christopher, in North Carolina, they just started it this year. Well, elections have consequences, right? You elect these idiots into office, not you personally. If you elect these Marxists into your local legislator, into your local state government, then you got to put up with Marxist ideology, right? Maru, good evening, Diego and Karina. Maru, what's going on, Maru? Maru is a member of this channel also. So we welcome Maru. We're glad to see him. And yeah, President Trump has signed an executive order that's banned visas from all these different countries. Okay? I made a video about not to panic because Trump banned visas. Trump is basically what he's doing is banning tourist visas. Okay? Asylum applications. But if you're in the middle of an IR1, CL1 green card application or a K1 visa application, then what are you doing, Karina? Me and more. Two is a key. No one pizza. I mean, look at. If you are in an IR1, CL1 visa application from one of these banned countries, you're not going to be banned as long as you qualify for the benefit. Okay. If you have a K1 visa in process and you're from one of these banned countries that Trump banned tourist visas and asylum seekers from, as long as your K1 visa is rock solid, you'll get approved, and you may face more scrutiny when you enter the United States. You arrive at at the airport, the Border Patrol, Customs folks, ICE. They may ask you a bunch of questions, but you went through the process legally. You paid for the fees. You had the police checks done. You had the medical exams done. What Trump is trying to do is protect our country from bad people. Okay? And folks that come in here on a K1 or a spousal visa, you're not bad people. You're good people. We want you here because you've been vetted out. You've been screened thoroughly. Christopher Reese, taxes on my house this year, $4,200. Well, you know what? That is pure robbery. Here in Florida, the governor of Florida is trying to figure out a way to eliminate property taxes. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to eliminate property taxes completely, but maybe he can get them cut or reduced, okay? Because when you buy a house, in all reality, you don't own the house. Let's suppose you buy a $400,000 house and you pay cash for it. You write a check. You pay cash for your house. The government now wants to fleece yearly taxes out of you for the privilege of living in a house that you sweated to buy in your sweat equity, in property taxes. Okay, it's like you're renting your house from the government. Here in Florida, they're trying to figure out a way to get that rid of it or to make it less. Let me see here. Christopher Reese, I did see this, Diego. He's not touching K1 or CR1. There you go. Mountain Dew salute to Christopher Reese. Paying attention. Trump, okay, his wife, Melania, is from, I believe, Slovakia. She came in on a work permit. Then she got her green card, and then she married President Trump before he was president. If Trump's wife can get approved and get her green card, she did it the legal way. You guys are going through the same process, getting your green cards, getting your K1 visas. You're doing it the right way. But if you sneak into this country now, illegally now, Homeland Security, ICE, they're going to find you and they're going to put you in handcuffs, put you in a detention center, and send your ass back to your country where you snuck in from. Christopher Reese, never owe anything. That's great. That's excellent. But here's the thing. When you vote, when you go and vote, whoever you elect is going to control your property taxes, your sales taxes, your local sales taxes at the state level. At the federal level, your congressman or congresswoman, they're going to control, what they can control, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So be careful who you vote for. You got to vet these people out. And don't just go in there and say, oh, he's Republican, I'm going to vote for the Republican. Oh, he's Democrat, I'm going to vote for the Democrat. Look at the independent candidates too. Because honestly, the Republicans and Democrats, it's like a clown show. It's like a food fight at an Animal House, right? It's a joke. The Congress is a freaking joke. Larry Piercy, bingo, 485, approved on the spot. Yes, Larry and Moggy. So how did you like your trip to Montgomery, Alabama for your scary green card interview, which you got approved on the spot? Mountain Dew salute to Moggy and Larry. You're panicking and sweating over your 485, your 484. You're worried about this and you're worried about that. Blah, blah, blah. But you did. I knew you were going to get approved, Larry. You are a thorough individual and you put together a fantastic green card application, K1 visa application. Excellent. And Larry's a member of this channel, by the way. He says, I hope the citizenship interview is held at the same place. Well, yeah, it's going to be, Larry. Where you live, it's going to be in the same place. Where we live, it's going to be where you went. We're not going to, Crean and I, if we have to go to a 10-year green card interview, whoop-de-doo, we go, okay, that's fine. We'll bring all the paperwork with us. We'll bring all the documents with us. They want to see the marriage certificate, Karina's passport with her K1, and all. We'll bring it all. But by the time Karina gets her 10-year green card, she's already going to be a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport. Christopher Reese. Good job, Larry and Morgie. Christopher Reese. Both sides going through K1 and CR1 are definitely checked out before the trigger is pulled. Right. You get thoroughly vetted now. When you file a K1 visa application, make sure you file everything correctly, no mistakes. When you make a mistake on the paperwork, you get a second chance. If you screw it up on the second time, you're going to get a visa denial. They're only giving you one chance. Okay? If you are serious about bringing your beneficiary to the United States of America so you can get married and start a life together, you better fill out the paperwork properly. Immigration, okay, are not USCIS used to be just it's like a candy giveaway. K1s, green card, it was a candy giveaway. Not anymore. Now USCIS is working with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They're working together as a team to make sure there's no fraud, which protects the American citizen sponsor and the beneficiary. Okay? Got a big stain on my shirt. I don't know. That must have been from the ice cream I ate. What do you think, Karina? Was that from the ice cream? Mm-hmm. The halal? Yeah. I ate ice cream, and I got a freaking stain on my shirt. Oh, yeah. Okay. Christopher, when we get to that point, I think we go to Charlotte. It is a nightmare down there. Well, I understood. Hang in there, Christopher Reese. Well, and congratulations, Larry Piercy. And Morgie. I know Morgie's pleased. Morgie's was kicked back, relaxed. People from Thailand are just chill, right? They're just chilled out. They're more chill. I think the people from Thailand are more relaxed than people from the Philippines. And the people from the Philippines are really chilled out, are really relaxed people. They never chill out. They never sweat nothing. And Venezuelans, like my wife, Karina, she's total relaxed, total chill. Nothing bothers her. I mean, there could be an asteroid coming over the road, and she's like, hey, look at that, how pretty. She doesn't worry about nothing. Let's see here. And Nike Solomon. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Onike, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on the live stream. We're glad to have you. Larry Piercy, Moggy says, hola para Karina.
Hola, hi, Moggy.
All right. Christopher Reese, shoot Diego and Karina, where is my ice cream? Look at that. I got a big, look at that stain. I ate this ice cream. I was change my shirt. I should change my shirt. Larry Piercy, what state do you live in, Chris? North Carolina, Larry, says Christopher. Gotcha, says Larry. Now, apparently, North Carolina is turning into a tax and spend dumpster fire like California. I don't know. Yen Jason, big shout out to Diego and Karina. I've been a fan since you've been counting months of your processing time. You're very encouraging and optimistic. Well, Yen, you're going to get a Mountain Dew salute because Karina and I went through this K1 visa nightmare like you guys. And we were going through it at the tail end of COVID. You know, that big, let's shut down the whole world because of the freaking influenza, right? How stupid was that? Well, California, they basically shut down and New York shut down. And they started putting people in prison because they went just to go do the freaking gym and work out. I mean, seriously. And now Gavin Newsom is trying to play tag with Trump. It's like a little kid in the schoolyard poking the headmaster of the school. Gavin Newsom's going to lose. Okay? Let's see here. Larry Piercy, good. Yeah, well, I'm glad. Yen, you've been watching the channel for a long time. We appreciate that. We hope you learned a lot about how the K1 visa process works. You went through it. You watched how Karina got her K1 visa from when I submitted it, from when it got approved. It took like almost 2 years because of stupid COVID. Everybody was hiding under their desks. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, everybody was scared to come out from under their desks. But here's Karina right here in beautiful Florida with her two-year green card, and she will be applying for her 10-year green card in about 9 months. In 9 months, Karina's going to apply for her 10-year green card. And they're saying it's taking about 2 years to 4 years before it gets adjudicated. Okay, that's no big deal for us because Karina's going to be a U.S. citizen before she even gets her 10-year green card. And Francois Livingston. Now, Francois is a member of this channel for a long time. And Francois in upstate New York, she keeps renewing her subscription. And we appreciate that, Francois. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois and Hamid in upstate New York. Barry Gold. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Finally got approved for the K1 visa after all the original documents were finally sent. Mountain Dew salute. Man, I'm drinking this Mountain Dew pretty quick. That's because it's 90 degrees outside. It's hot outside. Mountain Dew salute right there to Barry Gold. Francois, how's Karina's college?
Very good.
Sí,
very good.
Mi amor, tú hablas English?
Muy bien.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you learning anything in class?
Yes.
What did you learn in class?
Muy bien.
Karina is taking English classes at the local college here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 4 until 9 p.m. Okay, that's why she wasn't at the last Wednesday live stream because she was in college doing her English, and I was with my brother learning how to use this teleprompter and this new camera because he's the expert on this. He's on the teleprompter stuff. So I got this new teleprompter and I got it all connected up to and the cameras and everything. So I've got my second YouTube channel running with 2 videos, the J-Rod files right there. You see that right there? I've made 2 videos on that channel. I just kicked them out there just till I got 2 out there, but I'm going to make them better and better and better and better. Those are just the starter videos. Let me see here. So Karina's doing good in her English classes. She's doing 20 hours a week. That's 80 hours she's going to do for June. Yen Jason, or Jason E. How do you pronounce your name, Yen? My K1 visa got approved months before yours, but since I'm in Haiti, the embassy never sent it to the embassy in Port-au-Prince. You could have transferred it to the Bahamas. Nobody told you that you could have transferred the case. You could have transferred the case. Yeah. No problem. You could have done that without a problem. Christopher Reese. I'm asking because of this CFO stuff. Seems like they're taking their sweet time processing these visas. Anywhere from 3 days to a month. Had to buy plane tickets like this. It's hard. Christopher, you don't buy freaking plane tickets. You must be talking to the CFO. You're talking about the Philippines. When your beautiful bride-to-be from the Philippines, when she gets her K1 visa in her passport, then she can schedule the CFO. They won't schedule the CFO without the visa in the passport. The Philippine government put this CFO class together. I think it's in Manila and Cebu. It's 2 places they do it to help the Filipina transition from living in the Philippines to moving to a foreign country. Doesn't matter what the country is. It could be the United States, Singapore, Hong Kong, wherever it is. But the Philippine government put this CFO together to help the Filipinos adjust. And they added Clark Air Base. So they got Clark Air Base opening up. Well, we need to reopen our military bases in the Philippines because the communist Chinese keep freaking poking the freaking, the American eagle. They keep poking us. The communist Chinese, they're not the people so much, but the government. The communist Chinese are a horrible government, just like the communist government of Venezuela. But the people are wonderful. So it sucks to live in China, right? Because you can't do squat without the government knowing what you're doing. It's most unfortunate. Francois, super proud of you, Karina. Good for you, Karina. Keep up the great work. Christopher Reese. Thanks, Christopher Francois. Yen Jason, do you think if I transfer my case to the U.S. Embassy in Brazil, I'd have a chance to bypass the travel ban, although I have a Haitian passport? The Border Patrol don't care what country you come from. They're looking at your passport. Okay? You got a Haitian passport, they're going to give you extra screening because you're in one of those countries that Trump put a travel ban on for tourists and for asylum seekers, but you're in K1. But you're still going to get extra scrutinies when you enter the United States because you're in that country. Okay? It doesn't matter where you enter from, Brazil, wherever, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you get here. Okay? Because your passport is what identifies you, not the country that you flew in from. Okay? But you can do this. Okay? Don't worry. Don't panic. Francois, Christopher, Greece is all is well. Keep him busy while waiting and waiting and waiting. Francois, hang in there, Francois. You understand this waiting game, Francois, more than anybody, right? Didn't we have to go through like 3 years to get you to this point? So you're at the finish line, Francois. Let's see here. So Christopher says they added Clark Air Base as a place for CFOs, right? Is that what you said? Albertine Umahosa Murasira. My case is at the embassy. What country? Oh, Rwanda. And I've been a year now. I haven't been called for the interview, so I would like to ask, is it normal? You should have heard already. Albertine, you need to contact the embassy. If you don't maintain contact with the U.S. Embassy in your country, your K1 visa could be closed down and terminated. They could say, well, you haven't contacted us for a year, so you're obviously not interested in your K1 visa anymore. You absolutely must send emails to the embassy at least once a month or twice a month and stay in touch with the embassy where your K1 visa is going to be adjudicated at. You have to do it. If it takes a year, it takes a year. But you got to stay in touch with the embassy. Otherwise, you could lose your visa. Okay? So you got to get on. You got to start emailing the embassy in Rwanda. Raj Malhotra. Hi, Diego and Karina. I've already submitted the 693 while applying for my green card. My interview is June 18th. The USCIS website says we don't need a medical exam if we file AOS within 1 year from the date of the medical exam. Raj Malhotra. If you are in the United States of America, you must repeat the medical exam for your green card application. I don't give a monkey squirrel what it says on the USCIS website. If you're in America, you must repeat your medical exam for your green card by an authorized civil surgeon by the State Department of the United States of America, which Marco Rubio runs. When you get to America, listen up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. When you arrive in this country on a K1 visa, I don't care what your last medical exam results are. I don't care how long they were good for. I don't care, because that medical exam is now irrelevant. When you get to America, the constitutional republic we live in, you must repeat your medical exam and get a brand new 693 signed by a civil surgeon in your city. And you include it in your green card application, or you bring it to your green card interview. If you didn't include it in the green card application, I'm surprised you didn't get an RFE. But if you don't, you're going to get a letter in the mail. It should be on your appointment letter saying that you need to bring your 693 with you. But if, all I can do is advise you to help you so you don't get into problems. If you don't listen to my advice, that's fine. That's up to you. Let me see here. Raj even contacted my civil surgeon. He said I don't need a medical exam if it's within a year. Well, you just go right ahead and don't repeat your medical exam and tell us how it works out for you. Tell us how it works out. Don't listen to me. In fact, you don't even need to be on this channel. Really, you don't. So I'm sick and tired of telling people how to do this, and they don't, and they keep repeating. Well, USIS said this. This that. Bye. Adios. Okay, he's gone. Raj, I'm sick and tired of explaining to Raj how to do this. And he keeps coming back with, well, I don't need to do this because of this. I don't need to do this because of that. Well, then go play in another freaking sandbox. There you go. I fixed it. Christopher Reese. Hello, Abby. I'm from North Carolina. My lady is from the Philippines. What part of the Philippines, Christopher, is she from? Abigail Morales. Hi, good evening, sweet couple. Hope you have a great weekend. Filipina here from Philippines. My fiance from North Carolina. I did submit the DS-160 and print the confirmation page. Then I make an account in CGI. Okay. Well, Mountain Dew salute to Abigail Morales from the beautiful Philippines. And we give our best wishes to your family in the Philippines, Abigail. Mountain Dew salute. I don't have to listen to Raj telling me how they don't need to get a medical exam repeated, even though on December 4th of 2024, USIS put out an email saying it's mandatory to get a repeat medical exam. I don't have time to be jacking around with somebody that doesn't want to listen to me. If you don't want to listen to me, then go watch another channel. But if you want your freaking green card, if you want your K-1 visa approved, you listen to what I say to you. Abigail Morales, in CGI, it says you've been blocked. How many ads before? So you're trying to go in there too quick. You're going in, you're trying to schedule an appointment by chance. You're going in to try to schedule an appointment. And if you go in, you can only do it twice a day at the most. And Francois says, I see Karina is supporting the channel. To Camisa is para ayuda otro channel. Yeah, she is. We were going to go to Area 51, Francois. We were in Nevada in March. And I rented this big old F-350, and we were going to drive to Area 51, the back gate and the front gate, to get pictures there. But when you go to Area 51, when you go to the back gate, you can't go any further past the back gate. If you do, you get arrested. But there's all these cameras that do biometrics, excuse me. They take biometric photos of everybody that shows up at the back gate of Area 51. I didn't want Karina having her photograph taken at the back gate of Area 51. She's on a 2-year green card, for crying out loud. So the men in black or the women in black in Area 51, they run the biometrics on all the pictures of everybody that shows up at the back gate, and then Karina's name pops up as a conditional green card holder. How well will that go over at the green card interview for the 10-year? Karina, why were you at Area 51? What the heck? So we canceled our plans to go to Area 51. We scrubbed it. We went to Pahrump instead and paid our respects to Art Bell, the radio host who does he's passed away now. We went to his gravesite and paid respects to Art Bell. Let me see here. Christopher Reese, it takes 48 hours to resubmit. That's right. Francois, Diego, Hammett just redid our kitchen ceiling. Really? Because there was a water leak from upstairs bathroom. Well, you got to quit using the bathroom upstairs. He tore down the part of the ceiling, replaced the piping, and things are working good. You're super proud. Mountain Dew salute to Hammett. Hammett, by the way, I got a problem with the pipes out here in the back of the house. I'm kidding. Good job, Hammett. We're proud of Hammett. Everybody say, good job, Hammett. So he comes here from Morocco, and he's already refurbishing Francois' upstairs bathroom. Albertine Umahosa, I contacted them, and they said they have limited resources. Okay. Limited resources for what? Christopher Reese, if you got to resubmit, it takes 48 hours. Yeah, that's true. If you're trying to submit something through U.S. travel docs, at the embassy. I don't care what country it is. They only give you 2 chances in one day. So what I did for Karina was I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I went into U.S. Travel Docs, and I got Karina her biometrics appointment scheduled and her scary K1 visa interview scheduled in November of 2023. But there was only one slot open for the interview and one slot open for the biometrics, and I jumped on both. I closed out November, but I did it at like 4:30 in the morning. Let me see here. John Lebat, Abby, that just happened to us in the Philippines. Hello to everyone. This happened last Tuesday. Christopher, luckily the interview days only moved for 1 week. Okay, good. Christopher, CGI is supposed to be easier, but they actually make it a little more complex. CGI, artificial intelligence, okay? I've got this new software on the computer here, this editing software, which I make videos with for you guys. I could make a whole video using CGI. I could have artificial intelligence make a video for you guys on immigration, on an area of immigration. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make the videos, not artificial intelligence, okay? I'm not going to let AI run this channel. But it's good if you need help with some things. Artificial intelligence is actually really good, but you got to be careful with it. Let me see. Abigail Morales, I see. Wow, cool, Christopher from North Carolina too. Christopher Reese, my lady is from Pampanga. Pampanga, is that in the south of the Philippines? Yen Jason, thank you, Diego. Karina better teach her husband some more Spanish. Okay, yo aprendí español muy rápido, pero Karina es mi profesor. Pero yo vivo en Colombia 3 años, no necesito yo hablo español. Yo no hablo español, es imposible, yo entiendo nada. Francois, I see Karina is supporting your channel, right? Mm-hmm. Christopher Reese, what part of North Carolina and the Philippines? Abby, I'm from Greensboro, and she is from Pampanga. Christopher Reese, yeah, Area 51 can wait, but it will be worth it. Yeah, I wanted to take Karina to Area 51. We were just 20 miles away. We were going to go to Rachel, Nevada, get some hamburgers at the Little Alien. I emailed the restaurant and asked them if I could permission the video outside of their restaurant because it's so close to Area 51. They never replied back. Even though they asked me to send them an email, they didn't reply back. And I was not going to put Karina's face in a biometric camera at the back gate of Area 51. No, I'm not going to do it. Not until she's a U.S. citizen. When she's a U.S. citizen, then we're going to go back. But I got this second channel running right here. I got this channel right here, the J-Rod Files. And on that channel, I'm going to teach people how to get to Area 51, the route, how they can get there, how to get to the UFO crash site in Kingman, Arizona, Aztec, Arizona, Aztec, New Mexico, and Corona, New Mexico. Now, when you watch TV, everybody says, we got the UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. A UFO didn't crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. It crashed in Corona, New Mexico, which is north of Roswell. So it never crashed in Roswell. But that's all going to come out on the channel. Let me see here. Area 51 is going to wait, Christopher. Christopher Reese. I need a painter, Francois. That's funny. And Francois says, you're funny, Christopher Reese. Christopher Reese, hey, for real, I hate painting, Francois. I'd rather have matches under my toenails than to paint. Well, I can understand Christopher's trepidation because Karina and I, we repainted this whole house. We got to the United States from Bogota, Colombia. I've been living there with Karina for almost 3 years. So we repainted the whole house, inside and outside, part of it. And then we worked on the yard, in the garden, the front and the back. I tell you, it's a lot of work. But we got it all about done. We're like 90%. We're that close. Deal. Hey, Diego, I'd like to know my last year income is above the poverty line, but not previous 2 years. form, filling out form, the Declaration of Financial Support I-134, but I'm making way above the poverty line. Okay, if you are making a way above the poverty line right now, but in the last 2 years you didn't, here's what immigration is going to do. They take your last 3 years of income, they add the numbers together, then they divide it by 3, and that's how much money you make. So if you take your 3 years worth of income, you add them up and divide by 3, and it doesn't meet, or it's not even above the poverty guideline, you need to get a joint sponsor. Okay? Unless you got $1 million cash in the bank, then cash is king, right? Let's see here. Rooster. Now, hello, Rooster gets a Mountain Dew salute. Rooster's a member of this channel, guys. Welcome, Rooster. Okay, deal. When you fill out the I-134, if your income, you want to make at least $4,000 to $5,000 above 125% of the family size that you're applying for. So the families, let's suppose the family size for a family 2 is what, 30,000. It's 25,500. Let's say now it's $26,000, $27,000 a year for a family 2 at 125%. You want to be making at least $5,000 or $6,000 above that. If you are right on the line, if you are right on the line of 125%, you got to get a joint sponsor. Immigration is going to be sending you an RFE. Your 864 isn't sufficient. If you don't respond to the RFE correctly, you're going to get a letter of denial for your green card or for your K-1 visa. Okay? If you know, it's going to be primarily for the green card application, for the 2-year green card. If you don't make enough money and if you don't fill out the 864 correctly, you're going to get an RFE or a denial. You don't want that. So when you fill out the 864, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, U.S. citizen, pay close attention on how you fill it out. Don't mess up the family size. Don't make any mistakes on the 864. That is the critical form in the green card application. Christopher Rooster says, hello to everybody. Christopher Reese, Pampanga is part of Luzon, Diego. So that's Central Philippines. Christopher Reese, hello Rooster, good to see you again. Thanks, says Deal. Rooster, getting more paperwork, bill, Sam's Club, medical, dental, vision, with both our names on it. Shots, vaccinations, scheduled Monday, then schedule new medical exam. Rooster gets the top dog Mountain Dew salute for rescheduling the medical exam. Good. I got sick and tired of telling that other person he has to repeat the medical exam. I mean, it's like I had nailed his foot to the floor and he was running around in circles. And I really didn't have the time to nail his other foot to the floor. When I tell you guys, you got to repeat the medical exam for your green card, for your 2-year green card, I don't tell you that because I just want to have you go spend more freaking money. I tell you so you don't get a denial on your green card. Mountain Dew salute right there. Excellent. Rooster, you're on top of it. J-Rod, what do you think? J-Rod, J-Rod, he likes it too. Christopher, Pampanga is in the central part, okay? Rooster, good to catch one of Diego's live streams. Well, we're glad you're here. Harold, now Rooster's a member of this channel, so you got my phone number. You can text me whenever you want. If you need a question answered regarding your green card application, you know where to reach me. Harold A, hey. Harold A says, hey Harold. Christopher Reese, so question. With the medical exam, when they come to the U.S., can you use insurance on this? No, cannot use insurance. Can't do that. You got to pay. You find a civil surgeon that can do green card medical exams, and you go to that civil surgeon and you give him your credit card or her a check or whatever, cash, efectivo, right? You cannot use your medical insurance. I've got probably one of the best medical insurances in the world with military. The military medical insurance. Krina has 100% coverage for everything, okay? But we couldn't use it for her green card medical exam. you have to go to the doctor. The civil surgeon wants you to pay him on your credit card, with a check, or with cash. You cannot use insurance, okay? Just so you guys know that. Not that it matters. I got two that have to go through this. Yeah, you're going to have to write a check, Christopher, or pay cash. Harold A. So I had my interview for green card. Okay, good. My question is this: the green card for 2 years or for 10 years? Did you come in on a K1 visa, Harold? Harold, how did you have a green card interview, right? Right? Did you get married on a 10? Did you come in on a K1 visa and get married within 90 days? If you did, then you're going to go for a 2-year green card interview. Did you get married in your country of origin, and you've been married longer than 2 years? Have you been married longer than 2 years? If so, you get a 10-year green card. Christopher Reese, they do shots at these appointments if needed at recertification, or do I schedule this elsewhere? If you need vaccinations, okay, the doctor, if you're going to a medical exam, let's say in the Philippines, in Manila, the doctor's going to tell you, hey, you're missing a few vaccinations, and they can do them right there at the hospital in St. Luke's. St. Luke's is the name of the hospital in Manila, right? St. Luke's. If you need vaccinations, if you're a beneficiary, she can get them done right there in St. Luke's. But it doesn't matter where you get the vaccinations, as long as you got them. You got to have them. Kevin Cameron. Hey, good evening, Diego and Karina. Kevin, what's going on? How are you doing? How's your family? What's going on with Kevin and his family? Where are you at? What are you doing? A K1, spousal visa, IR1, CR1? What are you doing? So Christopher, you cannot use medical insurance for a green card medical exam. You just got to pay the doctor. And Harold, you asked me the question, are you going for a 2-year or a 10-year green card? How long you been married? And I'll give you the answer. I'll tell you the answer. Tell me how long you've been married. Where did you get married? Did you come in on a K1 and got married within 90 days? And as for vaccinations, Christopher, the St. Luke's extension in Manila, I think Karina needed one vaccination when she went to her scary visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. When she went to her medical exam. She went to her medical exam. Karina went to the medical exam. The doctor said, you're missing a booster. She's missing one booster shot. And the doc said, do you want to do it here, or do you want to go downtown to do it in Bogota? She said, I'll do it right here. It's only like $25. So it wasn't expensive. Let's see. Chris and Emil, Larry Piercy, tell Elon Musk to hush it. You would think Elon and Donald Trump would quit their little high school shenanigans in the playground, right? You would think they would stop their little high school games. They say they want to put the country first. Well, then they need to put the freaking country first and stop this stupidity. Christopher, no worries, just asking. Thank you for clarification. You're welcome, Christopher. And Chris and Emil, Mountain Dew salute to Chris and Emil. They just re-upped their membership as a member of this channel. I see that you re-upped it. Or was it today? Thanks, Chris and Emil. So you keep on being a member of this channel. We appreciate it. Christopher, I think her medical exam is $500 and our son was a little over $250. Yeah, it's an investment in your family. You can't claim it on insurance, though, unfortunately. Okay. Yes, I couldn't even use my military health care for Karina's green card and medical exam. You would think so, right? It's federal. It's a federal based. It's federal, right? U.S. Air Force Special Operations Command. You would think it would be good, but it was they wouldn't accept it. So we had to go to a doctor in Pensacola, the same one Larry Piercy took his beautiful bride Moggy to. Kevin Cameron, I'm good. Fiance goes for her K1 visa interview Monday, hoping she gets approved. What country, Kevin? Congratulations, by the way. We're going to put mega pixie dust all over that K1 visa interview. But what country? Mark Lennon, hello everyone. I dropped in late, but I wanted to ask a question. Okay. I sell health insurance as a profession, and I want to find out your opinion on this. Okay. My opinion on what? Selling health insurance? We hope you sell lots of health insurance. I want you to make lots of money. I want you to make $1 million in the next 2 years. That's what I want you to do. Kristen Emil, thank you. Larry Piercy, do you have to re-up membership every month? I thought it was automatic. I think Larry, you set up the automatic. You went up. You automatic, Larry. I never see you cancel. It's automatic for you, Larry. You just automatic. We appreciate that too. We appreciate it. It's like when I was in Bogota, Colombia with Karina, I set up my credit card to pay automatic every month because I could be in the middle of the mountain somewhere with Karina, exploring some dark corner of Colombia, and I got to pay my freaking credit card bill. But I don't have internet. So the bank paid it for me every month, automatic. The Philippines, right? That's right, Kevin, in the Philippines. Excellent. Fazak. My wife couldn't get all the vaccinations in her country. They didn't have them. So you got them cheaper in Walgreens than the medical exam. Had to wait 30 days between one vaccine, 2 shots required. Mountain Dew salute to Fazak, who's a member of this channel, by the way. Walgreens is El Cheapo es muy barato para vacunas in Walgreens, in farmacia. Let's see. Let me look. Fazak, good job. Larry, good. Fazak still cost me $1,200 for medical and vaccinations. It's an investment in your family, right? You invest in this money into your family. Yen Jason, Diego, it's outrageous that this new administration doesn't consider fiancés to be valuable for this interest of the American citizens. They have exemptions openly for CR1. President Trump has not blocked K1 visas or IR1 visas or CR1 spousal visas. He hasn't blocked them. If you want to come to this country and you qualify for the benefit and you get approved, you can come to this country. You're not going to be blocked. The new administration wants people to come here who qualify for the benefit. This administration doesn't want people sneaking in this country illegally, who we don't know what their medical condition is. We don't know what their police records are. We don't know anything about them. I mean, did you notice all these measles outbreaks that were popping up all around the country? Surprise, surprise. President Biden did not have control of our borders. So we don't know who the hell's in this country. But Trump's going to find them. Not Trump him personally, but Homeland Security is going to find them. Why are they rounding up people and deporting them? Because the Congress of the United States wrote a law that says you got to do this. President Trump is enforcing congressional law. He's not arbitrarily going into companies and buildings and trying to find illegal immigrants. If immigration knows you are in this country illegally and they know you're working at Joe's Pizza, they're going to go there, find you, and arrest you. Not because that's the will of President Trump. That's because that's what the freaking law says in the Congress. And you got all these congressmen from the Democrat side of the House who are whining like little babies, saying, why are you being so mean? Why are you being so vicious? These are members of Congress who create the laws of the United States that Trump is enforcing, crying like little babies because Trump's enforcing the laws that they created. That's how low IQ these members of Congress are, like AOC and these other people. Their IQ level is that of a hamster running in a wheel in a cage. Just my opinion. If I was in Colombia illegally, the Colombian immigration folks would come find me, detain me, put me in a little immigration pound, and then ship me back to the United States. Watch some of the YouTube channels on Australian immigration. In Australia, if you are in Australia illegally, they come find you, put you in a van, and they detain you, arrest you, put handcuffs on you, put you in a detention center, then they fly you home. Australia's tough. But the fake news, like CNN and CBS News, the crybaby fake news, they keep blaming Trump for him enforcing the laws. But you guys are coming here legally. You're following the rules. So you got nothing to worry about. Don't worry. If you come here legally, Trump's not going to come find you. But let's suppose you got a green card 5 or 6 years ago, and you committed some terrible crimes in America, bad crimes, okay? And then you decide you want to travel somewhere on your green card. You want to go visit, grandma or in her country. And you go visit grandma and you stay 2 weeks and then you come back. The Border Patrol are going to check your green card status and they're going to check your criminal history. If you are a green card holder with a criminal history, don't be surprised if they pull your green card and run it through the shredder and pack your ass back to your home country. Well, I got my house, I got my wife, I got my kids. They don't care. If you are a criminal holding a green card and you travel outside America and come back, immigration is going to find you. And they're not going to let you in the country. Pay attention. When you get a green card, stay out of trouble. Don't get DUIs. Don't get in trouble. Be a law-abiding citizen. Let me see here. So Yen Jazone. Don't worry. Great K1 visas are not being blocked. K1 spousal visas. Mark Lennon. Let's say a family of 3 and the income is above 125% poverty. However, if a couple makes less than $72K a year, they qualify for Medicaid insurance for the child. Here's the deal. If you make $72,000 a year, you qualify to sponsor a family of 3. It's irrelevant what the state is. Every state runs their Medicaid differently. Florida runs it differently than California. California gives free health care to everybody, even illegal immigrants. Okay, California is a freaking joke, but that's my opinion. Not the people, the government. If you make $72,000 a year, you qualify for a family of 3. It's irrelevant what the Medicaid insurance qualifications are for that state. Christopher Reese, wow, where is Fazak? Chris and Emma, we all don't want this 68% increase of tax if the bill doesn't pass. Well, here's the thing with the new budget that Trump wants to pass it made it through the Congress. It's gone through the Senate now. Number one, it adds $4 trillion to the deficit. So where are we saving money? So Elon Musk spent the last 100 days basically looking for fraud, waste, and abuse in the U.S. government. He's found it all, basically, and he's saving all this money for us taxpayers, but they want to include $4 trillion of more spending. That's insane. Eliminate the debt ceiling. That's insane. Why would you want to eliminate the debt ceiling? I got a credit limit on my credit card. Karina has a credit limit on her credit card. Why would my bank want to eliminate that credit limit? So I don't spend money I don't have, right? Or overspend. The same is true with the debt limit on the country. You don't want to eliminate the debt limit. You want to lower the debt limit. So these members of Congress, these pigs in the trough, quit spending our money. And Elon Musk got angry, not so much at Trump, okay, because we all want that tax cut, but because of the Congress approving a $4 trillion increase in spending. It's insane. Like I said, Republicans and Democrats, it's like a clown show. It's like a food fight in Animal House. Chris and no disagreements, Larry Piercy, Diego Musk, Larry Trump. Larry Piercy, no disagreements. Chris and Emil, he blocked several countries to fly them there. He blocked several what on countries to fly them where? Christopher Reese, I don't think you can get a medical card, Mark. Rooster, we'll reach out to you, Diego, when get much more evidence. It will make USCIS head hurt. That's what you want. You want to submit so much evidence for your 2-year green card, and I'm still waiting for Howard A. to tell me if he got married on a K1 visa or whatever. He still hasn't answered my question. I want you to send so much evidence to immigration for your 2-year green card that maybe you don't even have another interview. Cornell Rivers, hello, beautiful couple. What's going on, Cornell? Let's give Cornell a Mountain Dew salute. We like to hear from Cornell. Good to hear from you, Cornell. Rooster, my wife's getting all these email messages for the past 12 years. You don't need to go back 12 years, but if you want, you can get a selection from each year. Get a selection. Christopher Reese, in Australia, it used to be if you wanted to be a citizen, you needed at least $50,000 in the bank, so they know you're not going to be a burden to their country. I think it's still the same now. It's almost impossible to get legal status in Australia, okay, unless you're a doctor or an engineer, you got some kind of credentials. Mark Lennon, Chris Reese, how long did it take you to go from USIS to get your welcome letter from the National Visa Center, if you don't mind me asking? Christopher's looking. Mark Lennon, thank you. My case has been a couple of weeks behind yours every step of the way. I've been waiting 7 weeks for my welcome letter. You should have already got it by now, Mark. You should have received it. It took 2 weeks for for us to get our welcome letter from the embassy in Bogota. Christopher Reese, from NOA 1 to NOA 2, 5 months and 1 week. 45 days through the MVC. Fazak, me and my wife listen to the show while we do our 4-mile walk every day, so it's hard to post. It's raining. Don't be posting, Fazak. Enjoy the show. We will keep you entertained. Karina has her Area 51 shirt on. It says Area 51 test subject. Well, she would have been can you imagine if we went to Area 51, the back gate, and they got a biometric picture of Karina? Can you imagine that? She would already be in the freaking the X-Files. So we didn't go to Area 51. When we're citizens when Karina's a citizen, I'm a citizen, obviously. When Karina's a citizen, and then it doesn't matter, right? Let me see. Christopher, have you got your MNL number? And Christopher says, I recommend you do a public inquiry, Mark. Listen, if you are waiting for the MVC to ship your K1 visa to your embassy or consulate, you got to stay in touch with the MVC with inquiries. If your K1 visa is sitting at an embassy somewhere in the world, like in Rwanda, and you haven't heard from anything from anywhere, you got to maintain contact either through the MVC or to the U.S. Embassy in whatever country. You could be in Jamaica. You might be in Jamaica. I mean, the only issues I see coming out of Jamaica is the doctor, the civil surgeon there, is slow on getting medical exams to the embassy I think the embassy in Kingston. The only issue I see in Jamaica is the doctor is slow in getting the medical exams for beneficiaries for K1s to the embassy in Kingston. Bogota, Colombia is processing K1 visas and spousal visas. No problems there. Everything's running smoothly. President Trump, you heard that he said that Venezuela's on his list of 7 countries with limited controls, blah, blah. Doesn't pertain to spousal visas, green card visas, K1 visas. It only pertains to asylum seekers, tourist visas. Okay. Mark Lennon, yes, it was 5 months and 1 week from my NOA 1 to NOA 2, but it's been 7 weeks since I got my NOA 2. Still haven't heard from the MVC. So here's what we're going to do, Mark. This is the K1 Visa Green Card Super Lucky 2025 MAGA Pixie Dust. I'm going to put this all over your application. Next week, you're going to hear from the National Visa Center. But you got to understand, the USIS, the service center where your K1 visa went to, they hold on to K1 visas and they ship them off in batches. Okay? First, they got to upload the documents and scan them to the MVC. Then they got to crate up all the paperwork that you sent them, and they send them off in batches. But next week, let's see, by, what's today, June 7th, 2025. Let's say by June 20th of 2025, you will hear from the National Visa Center. And then let me know what happens on the next 2 weeks, let's say 2 weeks, on these live streams. Today's June, so let's say June 20th, you're going to hear from the National Visa Center, right? You got it? Okay, I've been talking for 1 hour. If you have any more questions, I will answer them for you. Otherwise, I'm going to log off and go get some lunch or dinner. I don't even know, dinner? It's time for dinner. I'm hungry. We hope you enjoy listening to the channel. We know we're here to help you. Okay, like I'm not an immigration attorney. Okay, I don't give you any legal advice, but I got 11 plus years experience doing this. Okay, 11 plus years. And Karina says best wishes to Moggy, Larry, for getting her green card approved. Now it's going to get mailed to you. Now the green card is going to come from Corbin, Kentucky. So Larry, you got to keep an eye out for mail from Corbin, Kentucky. Chris and Emma, I filed for my green card in March. When will I get it? It's taking probably March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Probably by December or January of 2026. December 2025, January 2026, right in there. Larry Piercy, yep. And okay, says Chris and Emma. Chris and Emma and Larry get the last word. Francois, good job. Give our best wishes to Hammond for doing a great job on the remodel on your kitchen. You got to go easy on that bathroom, Francois. You know, take it easy. Quit flushing so hard, okay? And Larry says, I need to give you a call. Well, I'm right here if you want to give me a call, but not right now. I'm on the live stream. Let me log off of the live stream. If you want to give me a call, and you give me a call. And Christopher Reese, Mark, send me a message. And Larry Piercy says, I know Goober. Well, I'm glad you know Goober. Where does he live? Where does Goober live? I don't know where Goober was. Goober, wasn't he on one of those 60s TV shows? All right, guys, we'll see you. What's today? Saturday. We'll be back on Monday, okay? 6 p.m. Now, if Karina's going to be in Monday, Karina's going to be in her English class. So she's not going to be here. I'm going to drive her to school. Then I'm going to come back and do the live stream. And then when I get done with the live stream, then I'm going to drive over to her and bring her back. And then boom. All right. We'll see you guys Monday. Mark Lennon, you're welcome. And if you want to become a member, sign up as a member. Then you get my freaking phone number. But I'm not going to write my phone number down here and my email address so the whole world can see it. Because then I got to be battling all those locos out there trying to protect the channel from those hackers. So that's why I created the membership. Not because I want the money. I don't. But I got to protect the information that I give you, okay? If I create a membership, which I did, now I know who's got my phone number and my email address, and I trust you guys with it. Because you're paying for a membership, I trust you with the information. And we will see you on Monday.